it's Mikexingchen. It's a wide world out there, and there are so many places to see. There are places like Paris and Rome and exotic tropical locations like Hawaii and Bali that all of us would love to visit. However, there are places in the world that may have not made it on that traveling bucket list of yours, not because they're not great, but because you didn't actually know they existed. So put on your traveling shoes, get your passports ready, because we're gonna take you to the top 10 countries you may not even know existed. Number 10, Kiribati. Sitting at the 10th spot is an island nation that consists of 33 atolls. And if you don't know, atolls are ring-shaped reef or chain of islands formed of coral. Kiribati is one of the lowest lying countries around the world and is said to be the first country to be reached by the sunrise in the Pacific. It has a rich marine wildlife owing to its beautiful reefs and pristine beaches. However, due to climate change, Kiribati is in danger of disappearing into the water as sea levels continue to rise. So make sure to see this beautiful island soon before it disappears. Number 9, Nauru. It is known as Pleasant Island once upon a time because of how wealthy its citizens were. Despite its tiny size, the island has so much to offer aside from its picturesque shorelines. What made this country rich were old phosphate deposits and command ridge, an area of the island that served as a watch point of Japanese soldiers in World War II. Today, of course, the country boasts its beautiful, almost virgin beaches that beckon to adventurous travelers looking for something new and unexplored. But being an island sitting in the Pacific, the best times to travel to its shores is after February and before November to avoid heavy rainfalls that the island is also known for. Number 8, Tuvalu. Halfway between Australia and Hawaii, this Polynesian island was once a British protectorate from 1892 to 1916 and was once known as Ellis Island. Like the two islands mentioned before, Tuvalu is an island country with its highest point at only 16 feet above the water, making its entire landmass barely above sea level. Unfortunately, due to the global warming crisis, it may be one of the most beautiful islands that could sink into the sea as water levels continue to rise. Number 7, the Isle of Man. Now this one probably also sounds like another island country in the middle of the Pacific, right? But it isn't. The Isle of Man sits comfortably between Northern Ireland and England right at the Irish Sea. While technically this country is dependent on the United Kingdom when it comes to foreign affairs and the military, it still operates as a completely independent country. With a population just above 80,000 inhabitants, this country has been, well, inhabited for over 9,000 years. Visitors from across Europe and many parts of the world marvel at its spectacular landscapes that encourage them to hop on a motorbike and tour this one-of-a-kind country. Number 6, Andorra. Let's stay a while longer in Europe and head on down south to a place called Andorra. Sandwiched between Spain and France, this little country in the Pyrenees is known for its mountain skiing and trekking. Europeans are pretty much aware of its existence and recognizing it as one of the best places to go on vacation. The rest of the world, however, tends to forget that it is an actual country. Andorra is roughly the size of Rhode Island, although what it lacks in size, it makes up for in incredibly low taxes and convenient location. Like I said, situated right on the border of Spain. It attracts at least 8 million, yeah, you heard that right, 8 million tourists per year. Now, how about that for a tiny country? Number 5, Baluchistan. Taking the 5th spot is a country that continues to fight for its recognition from its neighbors. Baluchistan is a country located among the borders of Namibia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Angola, and Zambia. With its precarious location, you can already tell how neighboring countries won't easily concede to its legitimacy. According to historical records, Baluchistan was an independent nation until it was absorbed into Zambia in 1964. During that time, Baluchistan insisted on their independence because they believed they were integrated into Zambia under false pretense. While a treaty was in fact in full effect the same year to recognize Baluchistan as an independent country, it seemed to have been received poorly by Zambia. This later on led to high tension between the two nations until 2012 when Baluchistan retaliated by declaring their independence from the nation of Zambia. Number 4, Abkhazia. If we're going to talk about the characteristics of what technically makes up a country, then Abkhazia has managed to meet every single one. National borders, an ethnic population, a national bank, a functioning government and armed forces, and even its own passport. However, it is still looked upon by the rest of the world as a small province in the country of Georgia. Historically, Abkhazia has been an independent nation for over 1,000 years, and between the 9th century and 1008 AD, it was a sovereign kingdom before being absorbed into Georgia and later on Russia. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, the country declared that it will return to its medieval borders and function once again as an independent nation and state. It was a declaration that set off a bloody war between them and Georgia, who wanted to keep Abkhazia incorporated within Georgian territory. Due to the battle, many Georgians and Abkhazians returned to their respective nations to avoid further conflict, and in 1999, Abkhazia once again declared itself to be an independent state, a declaration that they uphold to this very day. Number 3, the Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. It would seem that the collapse of the Soviet Union unearthed plenty of countries that we never realized even existed, such as the case with the Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. Though it is recognized as part of Azerbaijan, Nagorno-Karabakh is still an independent state, although it is a de facto one that has its own constitution, governments, and armed forces. The reason why it is not internationally recognized as a full-fledged state is mainly geographical and not entirely political. It is completely landlocked and located entirely within Azerbaijan. The closest country in its proximity that shares its borders is Armenia, a country that is connected itself through a small corridor of land in the Azeri region. A large amount of violence and ethnic cleansing have resulted with Nagorno-Karabakh fighting for international recognition and independence from Armenia and Azerbaijan. Number 2, Baluchistan. Our number 2 spot is a country that is enveloped in turmoil and violence for over half a century. Comprising 44% of Pakistan, the country of Baluchistan is a vast land that claims to be an independent country. It was the British that gave Baluchistan its autonomy, but it was overturned by the Pakistani government, claiming that Baluchistan is not a nation. Even after celebrating their Independence Day on August 11th, 1947, Baluchistan has been relentlessly attacked by the Pakistani government. Using its armed forces, Pakistan has quelled many of Baluchistan's independent uprisings in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. And finally, number 1, the Republic of Lakota. Nestled snugly in the middle of the United States is a country that is roughly the size of Syria. The 1,600-kilometer or about 1,000-mile stretch of land is home to the Republic of Lakota, originally home to the Lakota Sioux, a Native American tribe that flourished before the arrival of European settlers. The rights to the land was given to them in 1868 when a treaty between the tribe and the American government was signed, known as the Treaty of Laramie. The treaty lays clear the country's borders that cover neighboring areas of North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Wyoming, and Montana. Today, Lakota is now occupied by non-Native American settlements as well as having established Indian reservations. And there you have it, 10 countries that you may not have known actually existed on this planet. Which one is your top pick? Which place would you like to explore? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. See you later.